Hi, I'm Steve Adubato. Welcome to a very important conversation we're going to have about the role of libraries, not just in Newark, New Jersey and New Jersey, but throughout the nation. We're pleased to be joined by Jeffrey Trzeciak, Director of the Newark Public Library. Good to see you, Jeffrey.
Nice seeing you. Thank you for having me.
Been here about a year and a half. Before that, you were out in St. Louis?
St. Louis, at Washington University in St. Louis.
How did we get you?
The position looked really attractive. I've lived and worked in urban settings most of my life, Detroit, St. Louis, Dayton, Ohio, just outside Toronto for a bit. And Newark was a very attractive option for a number of reasons. The library is fantastic, great collections, great staff, so it was an easy sell.
I would not, I know I speak for a lot of kids who grew up in Newark, New Jersey and surrounding areas. I would not have gotten through high school or college if it were not for the New Jersey Reference Room. You heard the name Charles Cummings.
Oh, of course.
An institution.
Yes.
Charles Cummings helped so many of us navigate, if you will, through term papers and research in that New Jersey Reference Room. But that's only a piece of the library. What is it today?
Well, we provide a wide range of services to every individual within the county within the city and beyond. We really are a cradle-to-grave service. New Jersey Room, as you mentioned, is an important part, along with some of our other cultural heritage centers like La Sala Hispano-Americana, and soon to be home to the Philip Roth Personal Library as well. So we provide some traditional reference service, special collection services, but we also provide services ranging from English as a second language, American Sign Language. We teach Spanish courses. We help people find work. We help people find homes. We help people find social services that they need in terms of unemployment and homelessness.
A library?
Yes.
Sounds like a social service agency.
I would say that we're becoming more a social service agency than a traditional library in many ways, but even though we provide these services, traditional services are on the rise again, especially at Newark Public Library. Circulation of traditional print books is up, traditional reference services are up as well, and patron visits are up. We had about 450,000 visitors last year.
You did?
Yes.
What about the arts and culture piece of this?
We are a cultural hub, and we provide a lot of programming around the arts and culture, and some of it is quite unique in some ways. We now, every summer, during the summer, on Friday nights from 6 to 11, we offer a free Friday night dance party. It started out as small, but as of last week, we're getting about 1,000 participants every Friday night.
Looking at some pictures there. What do you say, Trzeciak? Cuban night?
We also had Cuban Night. That was a partnership with Jimenez Lounge and Cigar Bar. We had a trio, Velvet Trio, singing. We had rum tasting. We had cigar
At the
rolling.
Newark Public Library?
At the Newark Public Library.
Not the library I grew up in.
Not at all.
Wow.
Not at all. It's a little different.
It's evolving in so many ways.
It is evolving.
By the way, where does the funding come for all this?
Most of our funding is from the city of Newark, but we do get some state funding. We also get some funding from the state library. A lot of funding from corporations. Prudential has been exceptionally generous.
And Horizon as well.
Horizon, Victoria Foundation.
Great organization.
Yes, and we get a lot of grants. We have a very active grant writing program.
So let me ask you this. I'm going to show a piece of a documentary. When you were out in St. Louis, the events of Ferguson rocked this country.
Yes.
Right after the horrific events surrounding Michael Brown, otherwise known as his murder.
Yes.
You're involved in a documentary called Documenting Ferguson.
Correct.
About to show a clip from it, and I'm curious as to how this potentially translates to your work here.
Sure.
This is Documenting Ferguson. to us.
At the time, I felt the project was really important for a couple of reasons, both personal and professional. My husband and I lived in St. Louis at the time, and we were actually really close to one of the neighborhoods where one of the shootings occurred, not Michael Brown's, but another. And I remember quite vividly...
Simply too many, but go ahead.
Simply too many. I remember quite vividly living through protests with helicopters flying above our homes, and you could hear the protesters not far from where we lived. So there was a personal component, but there's also a professional component as well. I believe firmly that libraries have a role to play in not only documenting the past, which is what we've done forever, but also in documenting the present. And I thought it was really important for us to be there and be on the ground documenting what was happening so that we could help communicate about what was happening and we could hopefully help future researchers better understand.
And in Newark, the potential exists to do something similar, hopefully not connected to such a horrific event.
Correct.
But to document.
Correct, correct. And we are doing that. We have a grant from Carnegie Corporation. In that case, what we're doing is documenting the past, both the Great Migration and also Latino immigration in Newark. But I think we also have a role to play in thinking about how people interact with each other today and the impact that policy change is having on our communities. I'm very concerned as a librarian about what I see in contemporary politics, and I think daily about the role that the library can play in helping people navigate that.
Could you see yourself as a convener of people to have meaningful conversations about how we see the world in similar and very different ways?
Absolutely. The library has become a center where people come together. It's a community center. It's a place where people can work together and have these types of conversations. We have them now on a regular basis. We host not only our own programs, but we also host programs for different community groups. As a result, in the past year, our attendance at these programs has gone up about 140%.
This is demand.
This is demand.
And you're meeting the demand.
Yes.
And creating opportunities.
Absolutely.
Jeffrey, I want to thank you.
Sure.
In the spirit, again, this is a name that means a lot to a lot of people watching, but in the spirit of people like Charles Cummings, who did so much for so many at a different time in the 70s, if you will, when some of us were growing up in Newark, he would have been proud of the work that you and your colleagues are doing.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a good place to be.
It's a great place to be. Jeffrey Trzeciak, who is the director of the Newark Public Library. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
You're welcome anytime. We'll be right back right after this.
The preceding program has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of Caucus New Jersey has been provided by Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, NJM Insurance Group, ADP, Hackensack Meridian Health, the North Ward Center, Wells Fargo, and by the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. Caucus New Jersey has been produced in partnership with TriStar Studios.